Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com, and welcome to our practice on stretching out the hamstrings and our calves while we're also going to strengthen them. And I'll explain that in a moment, why that's important. In order to have more flexible hamstrings, we also have to activate the muscles. The second, just to let you know, we need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, feel free to get some books. They can be half the thickness of this, but make sure that they're about the same thickness as each other. And some kind of strap or scarf to use for later to stretch out the hamstrings. Everything's going to be done on the back, so you can lie on a carpet. The second thing that I offer to my classes, every class, is it's a mindful thought, something you can carry throughout the day. And one of the thing for today is the idea of chasing the very thing that makes you happy. Now you might say, I have no idea what makes me happy, so how would I chase it? It's usually the thing that brings joy, even if it's a simple thing, like, it doesn't have to be something magnificent or something that's extraordinary. It can be this thing that you love to, if you like to walk in certain places and it makes you happy, or you have animals that make you happy. These are the very things you start to gravitate towards. And when I say chase, you're exploring the things that give you joy, as opposed to always being in a place where you're chasing something that doesn't give you that good feeling. Then it's kind of a waste of energy, unless the end result is something you really want. So sometimes we have to go through the difficult times, but that's my mindful thought for the day. Okay, on your backs, to place the blocks or books about this width apart, about a half of the size of the block, space between the two. And you'll see why. You can adjust them. So we're going to place our feet on the blocks or the books with the heels hanging slightly off and your toes pressing in, and you're in this shape of a bridge, as if you're going into a bridge. Normally you'd have the feet on the ground. Now, knees are above your hips or slightly in front. You'll adjust and find what works for you. Arms rest next to your sides. Nothing's happening with your arms. So what we're doing in this exercise is we're going to be working our hamstring muscles by activating them. And then we'll stretch them in a moment, okay? So we're going to do a few little lifts and lowers. We'll do about 5 sets. If this gets to be too much, take your feet off the blocks and just use the ground, okay? So take a breath in, and then as you exhale, lift off the ground, lift your bottom off the ground, and then inhale, lower down. And then lift up, inhale, and then exhale, lower down. You might get a little cramp. That's not unusual. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower down. So just shake out your leg. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower down. So you'll find you're working your glute muscles here, so your bottom muscles, your calves, and your tummy muscles as well. Let's lift up now and hold. Squeeze the legs as if there's a block between the legs. So you want to just activate those inner thigh muscles by squeezing into an imaginary block. And lift up a touch higher, breathe in, and then as you breathe out, lower down. So we're starting to activate those muscles. And then slide the blocks away. We don't need them. Keep your strap next to you, and then hug your knees into your chest. So a few little rocks from side to side. So you're wondering, well, if this is about stretching out my hamstrings, increasing the mobility in my legs, why do I have to strengthen the muscles? The two go together. strengthen the hamstrings, and then stretch them. So from here, we're going to do a bridge again, but feet flat on the ground. Walk your heels towards your bottom, and then lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Left leg stays put. Flex that right foot. Feel free to bend that right knee if you're not able to straighten. If you can, that's great, straighten. And just take a moment and activate these muscles here without any, just activating by kicking the right heel upwards. Heel up, toes down. So you're going to feel all the muscles in the back of the legs working, engaged, right? So from here, then now point your toes, take a breath in, and as you inhale, lift your bottom up, and then exhale, lower. The same thing we just did before, but with the leg lifting. Lift up as you inhale, exhale, lower. Now, if this gets to be too much, you can always place your foot on the knee and just bend the knee. It's a little bit easier that way. Otherwise, lift, inhale, and exhale, lower. And then lift and lower. And one more time, lift and keep the lift here. Option number 1, leg stays up. Option number 2, a little bit harder, more challenging. Bring the right leg, knee and knee in line with each other. Option number 3, much harder. Hover that right foot off the ground, just about an inch. And then take a breath in and then lower your bottom down. Hug your knees into your chest. Place your right foot on the ground. We're going to now stretch out the back of that left leg, the leg that was just working. So this is where the strap can come handy. Place it on the ball mound of that left foot, or grab hold of the big toe. Some of us can actually peace sign our big toe. Otherwise, strap and bring, and now we're stretching that left leg towards us. No longer activating the muscles, we're stretching. And feel free to extend your right leg. As long as your lower back can comfortably stay down. If you're arching your back, then I would just place your right foot on the ground. Right foot flat, knee pointing up. Stretch a few breaths. You could stay here for however long you want. And you could put me on pause and then come back to the next one. Take the strap off. Hug both knees into your chest. And we do have another side. So right foot down, left leg up. So the same thing we just did before. Leg is pointing up to the ceiling. Before we even move into the actual lifting, the bridge, the lifting up and engaging the muscles, just draw the leg back. A nice little stretch and engagement of those back muscles, back of the thighs, of the hamstrings, behind the knee, calf. And then point the left foot, bring the foot so it's pointing up. And now all the muscles in this right leg are working. Take a breath in and lift your bottom up, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower down. Always the option is to place that left foot on the knee. Inhale, lift, and lower down as you exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower down. This time, inhale, lift, and hold. And option number 1, stay here. Option number 2, a little bit more challenging. Left leg, knees are in line with each other. And then more challenging, lower that left leg down until the heel is just slightly off the ground. So there's lots of activity going on in that, especially that right bottom cheek, and then lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Whew. Even as a teacher, it's not terribly easy when you're doing it with using one leg to lift up. So from here now, take your right leg. We're stretching out the leg that was doing all the work, all the support work. Place the strap on the ball mound of that right foot and draw the right leg towards you. Now stretch. Feels pretty good. And you can extend your left leg, engaging that left leg. Again, only if your lower back stays comfortably on the ground as opposed to arching. And if not, then just place the foot flat on the ground. And just gently draw that right leg towards you with a straight leg, or you might find that, okay, my leg isn't quite straight. And you work towards straightening the leg or getting there to that point. And then release the strap. You can hold that for 10 breaths if you like, a little bit longer than what we did, and little hugs. And then let's roll all the way up, back into our seat as I seal the practice for this session. So what did we do? We strengthened the muscles in our our bottom cheeks, which are our glutes, hamstrings, calves. You can start off with the amount we did and you can slowly increase. With the activation of those muscles, you can then you stretch after you activate. And what that does is it helps to increase the flexibility in your hamstrings. If you're just stretching without the activation of those muscles, your flexibility will reach a plateau. So this is why we do this. And the mindful thought for the day is about chasing what makes you happy. So whatever kind of gives you that, woo, this feels really nice. And if it means that, yeah, you have the in-between gunk you have to go through to get to that happy thing, then it's worth it. But if it's all gunk, it's not fun, then I would suggest you start chasing the very things you enjoy. As I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal this practice, have a lovely, lovely day. Namaste, everyone. I'll see you soon.